Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a curious boy named Johnny. Johnny was always full of questions and ideas, his mind constantly racing with thoughts of adventures and mysteries. His mom, a gentle and kind woman named Clara, often found herself trying to keep up with his boundless energy and imagination. One sunny afternoon, as they were walking through the village, Johnny stopped in his tracks and pointed to a large, ancient tree at the edge of the forest. "Mom, do you think there are secret doors in that tree?" Johnny asked, his eyes wide with excitement. Clara chuckled and bent down to his level. "Well, Johnny, I don't know about secret doors, but it's an old tree. Maybe it has some hidden stories." Johnny's imagination began to swirl. "I bet it's magical. What if it leads to a secret world?" he wondered aloud. Clara smiled, always humoring her son's creativity. "Why don't we go take a closer look?" The two of them walked toward the massive tree, which stood tall and sturdy. Its roots twisted and turned, forming a natural path beneath the branches. Johnny, with his heart full of excitement, rushed ahead. To Clara's surprise, as they approached, Johnny placed his hand on the tree's bark. Suddenly, a soft hum echoed from within, and the ground beneath them seemed to tremble. Clara gasped in wonder. Could it be? "Mom, look!" Johnny shouted, pointing to a small crack in the tree's trunk, glowing faintly with a warm golden light. With a sense of awe and curiosity, Clara knelt beside Johnny. Together, they gently touched the crack, and in an instant the tree split open, revealing a hidden passageway bathed in soft, glowing light. It was like something straight out of a fairy tale. "Are we going in?" Johnny asked, his voice full of anticipation. Clara took a deep breath and nodded. "Let's go together. We'll see where it leads." Hand in hand, they stepped through the doorway and into the heart of the tree. The passage was narrow at first, but soon it opened up into a beautiful forest that stretched as far as the eye could see. The air smelled sweet, like fresh flowers and rain. The trees around them were even more magnificent than the one they had just come from, their trunks glowing with an otherworldly light. "Where are we, Mom?" Johnny whispered, wide-eyed. "I think we've stepped into a magical world," Clara replied, her voice full of wonder. "But we have to be careful. This place might have its own rules." Just then, a small, shimmering creature flew by. It was like a cross between a butterfly and a hummingbird, with wings that sparkled in the sunlight. Johnny reached out his hand to follow it, but Clara gently stopped him. "Wait, Johnny. We don't know if that's friendly yet. Let's stay cautious." Continued walking through the forest, marveling at the strange sights around them. The trees seemed to whisper in a language they couldn't understand, and the flowers bloomed in colors Johnny had never seen before. They encountered many creatures, a wise old owl with feathers that looked like silver, a playful squirrel who wore a tiny cap, and even a rabbit that could hop so high it seemed to float across a large, sparkling lake. The water shimmered in the sunlight, and on the far side, they could see what appeared to be a castle made entirely of crystal. Johnny's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Mom, look! A castle! Let's go see it." Clara hesitated for a moment, but then she smiled. "All right, Johnny. But remember, we're in a magical world, so let's stay safe." They made their way toward the castle, the path winding through the forest. As they approached the crystal structure, a door opened on its own, revealing a kind-looking old man with a long silver beard. He wore robes that seemed to shift colors with the light, and his eyes twinkled as if he knew all the secrets of the world. "Welcome, travelers," the old man said in a voice that was soft but strong. "I've been expecting you." "Expecting us?" Johnny asked, his voice filled with wonder. The old man smiled. "Yes, young one. You've been chosen to help restore balance to this world." Clara's heart skipped a beat. "Restore balance? What do you mean?" "The world you've entered is a world of magic, but it is in danger. The heart of the forest is losing its light, and without it, the magic will fade forever. Only those with pure hearts can help restore it," the old man explained. Johnny's eyes lit up. "That sounds like an adventure. We can help, right?" "Mom?" Clara looked at her son's eager face and nodded. "We'll help in any way we can." The old man handed Johnny a small, glowing stone. "This is the Heartstone. It holds the power to restore the balance. You must place it at the heart of the forest, where the magic began." Johnny took the stone carefully, feeling its warmth. "We won't let you down!" The journey was long, but with the Heartstone in hand, Johnny and Clara ventured through the magical forest, facing many challenges along the way. They crossed rivers that sparkled with stardust, climbed hills that seemed to change shape, and solved riddles that tested their wits. Finally, after what seemed like a lifetime of adventure, they reached the heart of the forest. There, they found a large, ancient tree with a hollow at its base. Johnny placed the Heartstone into the hollow, and immediately, a burst of light filled the air. The trees around them shimmered with renewed energy, and the entire forest seemed to come alive. "You did it!" the old man's voice echoed through the forest. Johnny and Clara stood in awe, watching the magic of the forest return. The birds sang, the flowers bloomed, and the creatures danced in joy. The world they had discovered was saved. As the light faded, they found themselves back in their own village, standing in front of the old tree. It had returned to its original state, with no sign of the magical world they had just visited. "Did that really happen, Mom?" Johnny asked, still in awe. Clara smiled and hugged him. "I don't know, Johnny. But sometimes, magic is real, even if we can't see it." And from that day on, Johnny knew that no matter where life took him, there was always magic in the world, waiting for those with a curious heart to find it. I hope you enjoyed the story of little Johnny and his mom.